more than enough damage on AL's side. And BLG are far indexed into Elk as a huge damage dealer to that final. And he's trying to break the record, get them to 3 straight MSIs, and maybe he'll start with this fight as they get the Hextech Ultimatum into the Hero's Entrance combination. Tarzan gonna flash out, then turn his attention back towards Bin. Shakes tries to fly over to find the trade kill onto Bin. Beijuan needs to bail out. Flaundra's gonna hunt him down. Shakes should be able to clean up this kill onto Bin, but the hookshot comes across. Back to the grub fight here. AL, what's the decision here? Stacked up as 5. Elk. Tried and true to how they've won 2 of these games so far, but they can't steal away the second grub. That one's secured by Beijuan. Shakes trying to fight over for the third one. There's the public execution. Lands for Flaundra on to on, but that's the Elise. She can easily go back into the spider form and jump on out. Flaundra too low. Bin eviscerates him with the Q2. Down goes Tarzan in the background. The piercing arrow from Elk. Here comes BLG. They will not be denied a spot in Grand Finals, and they're going to solidify a huge start to the game. 5-1 up in the kill count.
BLG, they play that one with such restraint.
The Rod of Ages already stacking for Knight is big, but with Elk 2-0-1 as well, you want to get that first lethality item through soon. But the Cocoon lands into the Excel's Impact. What a combo from On and Beijuan. The Impale holds Shakes at bay. The Corki goes down, and guess who in a chain corruption in the background? It was Elk again, marking Tarzan for destruction. Kyle gonna walk out, but 4 members of BLG will CC him, lock him down again, and BLG are just running away with this early game. 3 more kills with no response coming from anyone's legend.
I love the combo. We get to see it time and time again right here, where somebody could go flying into the back line and give Knight the perfect ulti angle. The Hero's Entrance, we talked about it, right? It's so strong at the moment. And yes, it's not the flashy carry you usually expect from Knight, but this is still a champion he is damn good on. BLG, they're using this blue side draft to perfection so far. They've got themselves a huge lead, right? Any potential dives. Although, topside maybe, hang on.
There we go. I mean, Elise is such an impotent dive champion because she can drop aggro, but he didn't even need to there as the fights are breaking out all over the map. BLG, this is the way they decimate their opponents, chasing them down. There's nowhere to hide from the might of Bilibili Gaming with an early game lead, and Flaundra is going to be the next domino to fall right in front of Hope, who can only watch as his team is decimated once.
Slow things down a bit. But that being said, it's not like your composition massively outscales the opponent. They're not in that such a scary top laner. It's been interesting, this split, right? Where a lot of these very aggressive top laners who we usually think of as playing these big carry champions have been playing a lot tankier options, not really been having to play themselves as the big carries. Well, in this game, Bin certainly is going to be one, and he really does look good so far. Drake going to be started up right here by BLG. They're in such a strong position that I don't even know if Tarzan wants to go for this one. They do know the Drake is happening, so they can try. No.
Maybe a Prairie Steel? Nope. Not worth it. It's just second Drake of the game. But like we talked about, anyone's legend, you have to do something to stem this bleeding. The gold lead is only compounding on top of you, and now BLG are on top of you as well. Flashing after Tarzan, going after Hope in the background. Clutch flash comes across, though. Elk gets to safety, and the Hextech Ultimatum holds down Flaundra. Can't even run through anybody on that Pandon and Bessa. BLG are just so deadly in these fights, and they are locked in.
But we've been talking about it, right? Anytime you've got yourself the Elise, you're more than happy to just trade your life for somebody else's. You're not useful in these extended team fights. Flaundra, he thought he had a way out, just gets hauled straight back. And as we jump into the picture-in-picture, the mid lane tier 1 tower was
objectives. But then the 2 games they win, they are just running over their opponents at a breakneck speed. Again, another fight Beijuan sets up beautifully. Tarzan's going to dive in alongside Hope. They're going to trade out Elk, but the rest of their team is too far behind, and the rest of BLG can kind of just pick up the scraps. Even Bin hook shots away perfectly from a perfect public execution. There is no way to lock down Bin, and the rest of BLG are going to reap the rewards. Another fight win to the tune of 4 kills to 1.
AL, they have to throw everything in the kitchen sink at Elk, and they're only just able to pick themselves up that kill. Flaundra now potentially going to get jumped right here, get stunned into the wall, and this should just be one dead champion. That's going to be the ace picked up right here. Tier 2 tower taken down as well. Like you said, 20 minutes. We can finish them off right here. We can land this killing blow. Oh, picture-in-picture.
Hold on, picture-in-picture. Lights are out. But look at Beijuan, man. This guy's 2 take items deep. He's like, all right, Kyle, come here. Impale down. Arrow to the heart. Down goes Kyle. The rest of BLG hunting. There's a Hextech Ultimatum hookshot combination coming across from Bin. Flaundra is trapped, and one more arrow will send another member of anyone's legend to the great screen. And Beijuan's looking for more. Another beautiful installs, impact stun, lands another kill. It's one after another. BLG are unrelenting.
And that should be a turnaround towards the Baron, but oh wait, we're way too fast into this game. Yeah, they've only got themselves the Atakan and a lonely red buff to be able to take away. The pace of this game is just so accelerated. 21 minutes, 40 seconds into this game, you've got 2 completed items onto your bot lane. 2 for your mid, 2 all across the board right now for BLG, whereas you're pulling together scraps and components right now as AL. Hope has only just managed to complete that second item.
What a response from BLG. A game set up to be all about AL. Solidifying another top 8 team is unproven members alongside staple carry veterans, making another grand final in convincing fashion. But that was all anticlimactic. That was all a smokescreen.
Yeah.
Because Big Way, who knows top 8 better than most, has BLG in position to come into that side selection with all the confidence in the world, as these kills are just routine.
Does.
Yeah, I mean, that's 1 Q2, does about 60% of Kyle's health bar, and he's down for a 7th time, and just going through the motions, BLG. Oh, Cloud Drake's up. That's ours.
And they're just picking up the available objectives right now. The only thing slowing them down is the fact that they're too dang fast in this game. They don't have a Baron to be able to grab to push themselves into the base. Is going to be a trade back of a tower. That's a little bit of gold that you return to yourselves as AL, but they're still going to be down by 10,000 gold. The 2 games right here that BLG have won, they've managed to establish themselves 10,000 gold leads. That's a difference between the way that these 2 teams play. When AL win, they do it calm and collected. They find themselves the correct fights. They don't over-aggress, you know. They play with a lot of restraint. BLG, the second that you give them a little bit, they're just going to keep going. They tempered their aggression a bit during the early stages of this game. Now, though, they are full foot on the gas.
And they're just double ganking mid lane onto Shanks, who just wants to pick up simple creeps. He thinks, oh yeah, gotta wait for one. No. Psych! Beijuan's waiting for you in a brush, sets up the beautiful impale. This is Beijuan at his peak performance on this Skarner. What has really elevated BLG and made them a true threat once again for the LPL title.
The only thing holding AL into this game right now is the fact that you've got a ton of wave clear on the Ziggs. This Corki, right, I was a little bit suspicious of it coming into this game. And so far, Hope has been able to do absolutely nothing. Yeah, he kind of does some decent damage now that he's got these 2 items completed, but let's see if he can actually make it work he's scaled up. Flandra, I don't know that you actually want this fight, bud.
Yeah, no, we're committing ultimates on a full tank champions when we're 10k gold down. This is exactly what happens. Yep. Flandra leaves with a whimper. Night Flash is going to taunt just for the ego. He's just mentally waging war against Hope, and it's more kills for BLG.
Oh, the TP,
again.
The TP.
Go through the motions. There are some low health bars here.
Yeah.
Can Shanks clean them up? This is just a Corki, right? You got to be careful. If you dash too close, one taunt, one big boulder to the face could ruin it all. And look at the backside of the fight here. It's Owen starting it off. Kyle's going to die once again. Shanks and Tarzan. How do they even clean this up? They can't get anywhere near Elk. Bin will threaten them with 1 hook shot. They can't find any avenue in. Instead, they're trapped in a hexagon of decimation. Down goes Tarzan. Shanks gets 932 gold and another one-way ticket to the fountain. 28 kills in 25 minutes. Bloodshed by definition in the name of BLG. Rush. Now, here's the dilemma. Do you jump Bin when he roams down, or do you go for the 50-50? Oh, Tarzan!
No.
They know they're there.
They can turn.
And they're going to look for the turn. Here we go. Hero's entrance. Hextech ultimatum down onto Hope. Can they kill off Bin before he finds any of these kills? He does finally fall, but it just doesn't matter. Wallet diff by definition. BLG clean up the fight just like that, and now it's time to knock down the Nexus and send us the distance in our upper bracket final.
It's going to be the slow walk down of the Nexus. BLG, they didn't even need the Baron in this game. They do not want to be sent down to the loser's bracket. They want to compete for that MSI spot. They want to compete for the grand finals right here. It took them 27 minutes, but they were in control for all 27. The respawn timers are way too long. BLG, they're going to walk this one through.
You can question their losses all day long, but when BLG win, they dominate better than any other, and they've done it in 2 games of 3 to get to that grand final.